everything that is not digital, you can make it scalable. So if you're thoughtful about how you do that, it can be really powerful.
Welcome to InnovaLeader with your host, Anshin Chang. This is your go-to destination for insightful discussions on leadership and innovation. We visited Dr. Joaquin Anguera, a professor at UCSF, at the UCSF Mission Bay Sandler Neuroscience Center. His research focuses on understanding and improving cognitive control. Additionally, he holds a PhD in kinesiology from the University of Michigan. He's even been recognized for his groundbreaking work with the UCSF 150th Anniversary Young Innovator Awardee. Today, we'll delve into his expertise to discuss the potential benefits of video games, particularly for cognitive health. Can you share any experiences or insights from your work with startups or industry partners?
Yeah, I mean, the Achilles one is the one I was telling you about earlier, where I literally, that's getting together for sushi on 6 p.m. at night on Tuesdays. That was hilarious. You can see how excited I am thinking back. It was so much fun. Like, we just were like, what if we did this? And like, it wasn't to make money or do a company. It was like, this is going to be a cool project. And then when it became like, oh, someone wants to license this? And then it was like, all right, it was kind of, actually it's a good point. It was like, what are you going to do with it? And because they were like, we think this would be a cool way of helping kids with ADHD. That's totally like in line with my mission and my life. And like, because if they told me like, oh, I'm just going to do something like terrible with it. Like imagine it was something negative, like I'm going to take over the world with mind control. I mean, that's something silly. Nobody would say that. But like, something I was like, you know what? If they accomplished that, that would be awesome for the greater good of the world. So like, that's where I think it's kind of fun to think about like who a good partner is and like what they have behind them, and does it seem like they have a good team to license and work with them or not? And the team that we did work with, they were just really great people and like good people. It was fun to work with them and help them achieve it. I was excited to see them get to what they did. This one my kids like to play. This is called Ace Explorer. Ooh. And so this one is it's not an intervention. This is an assessment. It starts to measure how good your brain's doing on different like types of cognitive abilities. And so we made this gamified thing. Oh gosh, this is such an old version. That's hilarious, right? That's like self-administered, right? And it's like you can do this on your own at home. We've done this with kids, and my kids really like this one. They like to play it because it's like very short games, and it just measures all these different things, and they get a score at the end. They're like, oh, I got better than you, and so like so they like to play this game, right? Oh. And so it's really simple, and this one's a fun one. We do this in classrooms across the Bay Area, which is great. I think we're like I have like 40, I think there's 40 studies going around the world using this because it's translated like to 10 languages, which is cool. Yeah. So it's like little things like this, so it's fun. Because we found that a lot of times the apps you download to measure attention and things like that either cost a lot or suck. And it's like they're not accessible, or they're only on iPhone, or they're only web browser, or there's no normative data. You don't know how, like if I play it, how I can compare to people my age. And so we built one that was better than that. So this is the one my kids like. I love this.
What do you see as the future direction of startups in cognitive neuroscience and AI space, and what opportunities might exist for like aspiring and entrepreneurs?
What opportunities? I think there's a bunch, because you just think like everything that is not digital, you can make it scalable. So if you're thoughtful about how you do that, it can be really powerful. So I think there's plenty of opportunities. It just have to be clever and think about cool, creative solutions. And I think the other side of that is think about stuff that doesn't have to be digital, that doesn't have to scale, that maybe it's all right, it's good enough right now. So you don't want to waste your time on things and think about each side of it. So I think that's important too. But I think all it is coming up with something, that cool idea that you're like, this would be rad, and then see if you can prove it, and then go from there and get someone to do it.
So it's like you have a problem and you want to solve the problem, so you find a solution to the problem. Yeah,
that's all we do over and over again. I rinse, lather, repeat, right? It's like taking a shower. Every day I gotta just do it a little differently and then figure out what's up. But it doesn't have to be a problem either. It's like, like sometimes this stuff, which is interesting, I don't do it with populations that are sick or not doing so good. I go to the other extreme, like Red Bull. Oh. You know, like how Red Bull is like the drink, but it's also like a company for like professional race car drivers and esport athletes, people that play video games for a living. I mean, if you can get their attention and stuff to improve 0.0000001%, suddenly they're going to be world champions, right? They just have to move the needle. Like, you know, they're just to me and to you and to them, like, nobody would notice the difference. But their paycheck will be a big difference if they move the needle and improve that much. Just a tiny, tiny, tiny fraction of a fraction. So it's kind of fun to think about maybe the same stuff I'm doing for people that have like ADHD or depression. What if you did it for somebody that's like, I'm as healthy as I possibly can be, and I just need to move the needle a little tiny bit. That'll be like a game changer, literally, for all of that. And so it's kind of fun to look at it that way. So we've done some projects with Red Bull specifically and some other things trying to improve with people like that. So it's not like they have a problem. We're just trying to come up with a better solution.
Are there any specific areas within cognitive neuroscience or AI that you believe hold particular promise for entrepreneur and innovation?
Any particular part of AI and cognitive neuroscience that will improve for a person like you that wants to get going?
The it'll hold like a particular like promise for like more like innovation.
I don't think there's. I think anything brain related right now is going to be. It has been very hot the last 4 or 5 years, and I think everything, especially with AI coming in, is becoming more accessible. I think it makes it so everything is so much easier to digest. Like, I mean, I was just talking with some high schoolers, and they can do AI now. It's really straightforward. It's real easy. It's scary how easy some of these things are, because it's not like you have to have a PhD in math to do it. It's just, nope, these tools become more accessible. So I think that makes it really exciting to think of interesting questions and what happens next. And you just start to play with it. And it's fun, like just playing. I don't know if you've played with any of the AI engines and stuff. Like,
ChatGPT,
yeah, it's great. Like it gets better and better and better. And then you work on the other stuff like Mid-Journey?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And there's like other ones, like all these different ones that do for art and science and writing and stuff like that. Like, start putting them together. These things start to, the cool questions and answers start spitting out. And you become, once you understand how they work and what comes out, you're like, oh, you know what would be cool is to do X, da 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 da. Like, I just did a story with my daughter on ChatGPT, and then we made the images of the picture of the book on Midjourney, right? Right? And it was like, oh, that's fun. She's like, well, what else did we do? I'm like, anything you want. You started writing lyrics to songs. And so it was like just goofy stuff. And then you're like, oh, if I can do lyrics, I can do pictures. What else can I do? And I think that's where it's just have to be creative on something that's like exciting to you.
How do you leverage like mobile technology such as like tablets and smartphones in your research and on cognitive control?
Another great one. So this project I showed you, ACE, and the Evo video game thing. I did a project. Now it's like 7 years ago, which is crazy, where we took the game, and I think we did Metatrain in that one. I can't remember what. It was this one plus ACE plus a couple other ones, and what we did was we posted on Craigslist. Okay. And we posted in every city at least one city in every state of the country, and it was like, are you feeling down or depressed? You want to try a video game to make you feel better? And it was very straightforward. Like, I didn't cater any group. And in the course of a few months, we enrolled thousands of people, had them self-assess themselves, like, oh, how am I doing? How are you? And they felt like they rate themselves. They played on the games, and at the end, they all felt better. So they were like using the phones. It was all phones and tablets, and it was just doing that. So it was like they literally took care of themselves at home on their own time, without me. And it was all, I didn't do anything. I never saw any of these people. So the fact that we all have like a phone that's like wildly powerful processor compared to years ago, you can do a lot of this stuff, and it's really exciting. It's easy access.
So this kind of stuff makes it easier for like mass data research?
Oh, for sure. For sure. You get so much data so quickly, especially, and people are excited to do stuff like this, right? Like, you think in the pandemic, like I was like, I just need to find something online. People are not going to the doctor. They didn't have time. And even now, even before this, it was hard to get appointments, or like, imagine us parents are like, who's going to take care of the kids? How am I going to get there? It doesn't fit my schedule. I have to pick up after school. Like, to do it on your own time, and if it's legit and it has like evidence behind it, then it's a win-win. So yeah, that's like my big thing these days is large-scale trials using phones and tablets.
Cool.
These questions are spectacular. Keep going.
How do you navigate the process of translating research findings into marketable products or services?
I don't,
Oh,
which is cool. I don't have to deal with that. I don't even try to deal with that.
so you ask other people to do it?
Yeah, if a company wants to make it marketable, I'm like, knock yourself out. Go for it.
Thank you for listening.